Okay, I love you too. Heather's in this. Where's Chopper? I'm just going to try and push them together. You've been stabbed! What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to Ahsoka Episode 1. Now, I am so excited for this show. I mean, not only is Ahsoka's character absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy that she actually has a show that I can just watch now, but also just seeing how her story has been continuing through other shows, Mandalorian, Rebels, and just finding out what sort of headspace she should be in here. It just makes me really excited for that to get explored, because we know that she's probably a bit depressed right now. Empire's gone, yes, but it's the whole thing with Vader and Anakin. She thinks everything she learned from him is bad because he ended up turning to the dark side. We saw it in her episode with The Mandalorian, which made me so excited to get into this just to see how that does evolve. But also, just seeing her in live action is just insane, and now she has a whole show to be in live action, not just one episode. She's not going to be a cameo, she actually has the whole show to be in live action. But then on top of all of that, I've also been told that this is essentially Rebels Season 5, which makes me very excited because Rebels was insane, it was so awesome. And like the biggest thing is it ends off in a very interesting place. Ezra goes missing with Thrawn, and Sabine is left on Lothal trying to find him. And then at the end, Ahsoka comes and I think picks her up and they go off together and do something. After that, we've seen Ahsoka, but no Sabine. So I'm assuming this is where she has to show up, which makes me very excited to see her in live action and just see how that's going to work. Also, this means this could be the continuation of the whole Ezra Thrawn thing. We've been seeing it built through Mando. The Imperial remnants are waiting for him to return. We have Ahsoka who fought Morgan, who's trying to find Ezra. So I'm guessing that is going to be the main point of this, to try and find him, which gives me so much hope that we might actually see him again. And that also means Thrawn with him. But I think I'm just mainly excited by the ideas of what this show could do, dealing with Ahsoka's development, the main story plots of actually Thrawn returning, actually just seeing a kind of Jedi adjacent person again after the Empire. But yeah, enough of me talking, I just want to get into this, and as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. Interesting music going in like this. Sounds so mysterious. Oh, text. Okay, great. Here we go. The evil galactic empire has fallen and a new republic has risen to take its place. However, sinister agents are already at work to undermine the fragile peace. We see that in Mandalorian. Yep. A plot is underway to find the lost Imperial Grand Admiral Thrawn and bring him out of exile. Once presumed dead, rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return, which would galvanize the Imperial remnants and start another war. I like that they're doing this, recapping it, because there's so much history here. Former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano captured one of Thrawn's allies and learned of a secret map, which is vital to the enemy's plan. Ahsoka now searches for the map as her prisoner, Morgan Elsbeth, is transported to the New Republic trial. Okay, there we go. First off, this feels like when it started with A New Hope. Okay, so instead of the Trade Federation blockading Naboo, we now have this. Ahsoka finding a map that Morgan Elsbeth had. So how did they get a map? Maybe someone did map out where the Purgles went and now they can follow that? That is good. How can no one so Morgan did that. How did no one else think to map out where the Purgles went?
They're early. It isn't home one.
This is a New Republic. I'm assuming this is the transport then, if this is New Republic.
What's the word, Com?
I'm receiving their signal now, sir.
So much suspense, taking a while.
They're Jedi.
Who?
The signal is an old Jedi clearance code.
Is this Ahsoka?
Captain, who are they?
I'm calling their bluff.
Oh, you don't believe. Okay. So that's where it really has gotten to. Because remember, in the original trilogy, the Force was even questioned to be believed in. After the prequels, basically, it was always there. And now you actually don't believe that there could be Jedi just around. Because it makes sense that more Jedi would now show up. I'm assuming there's just going to be Ahsoka. People just don't believe. Because how does she integrate with the New Republic then? Could this be it? So we know she fought with the Rebellion, so they know that she's around, but the New Rebellion is big and the New Republic is big, so not all of them could know about her. But she was hidden for 2 years. That ain't Ahsoka. Who are you two?
Quite a surprise, meeting Jedi out here.
Our existence remains a mystery to most, Captain.
I want to see their faces.
You put on a good show, but I don't buy it.
I don't understand.
One has a lightsaber.
Just some overconfident Imperial trash who just push their luck too far.
Is that something that's happening? Imperial's actually pretending to be Jedi to try and survive?
Get RD3 to scan these imposters for identification.
Our identification.
Wait, huh? What? Red? Is that red? Okay. Oh, the music!
You're right about one thing, Captain. We are no Jedi.
Okay, I love you too. Thoughts? Are they? They can't be Sith. Are they Sith? They can't be Sith. But they didn't. The lightsaber didn't exactly look red. Like you can see the red lighting in this room, and it's moving too quick. Almost. But then again, the laser fire that we're seeing, that looks the same color. The piano. I'm loving this. I don't even care if you're a bad guy. You're insane. I love you. Amazing. So, okay, you had two of them. I'm processing everything. And Morgan. You work for Morgan. Do you work for Morgan? Okay, take it you know each other, not like pleading for help. You just.
Balin, you are true to your word.
Balin. Okay.
And well paid for it, Lady Morgan.
Okay, you just work for her. Okay. Oh, Balin. You are awesome.
The Jedi who captured me seeks the map. She knows about Thrawn.
Who is this Jedi?
Okay, so you two work closely together.
Ahsoka Tano.
Name has been said. Okay, that was insane. What a way to open this! Two kind of Jedi, maybe not. No, they're not Jedi. They've made that very clear. But are they Sith? I don't know. The lighting and the lightsabers looked a little odd. But then again, when the red laser fire looked basically the same color, so it could just be the red. I don't know. Are they Sith? They didn't exactly say it. And if they are Sith, how does that work? And they work for Morgan. That means they work for Thrawn. How does that tie in? Has Thrawn got like Force sensitives under him? Because I know he didn't understand the Force, but so it makes sense if he hires people that do. This place is cool. Black sand ruins, and this is obviously Ahsoka. You can see the horns in the hood. So you're looking for a map, and it's Morgan's map. What? So is he? So I'm assuming it's here, but why would it be here if it's someone's map and you're just in a ruin? I will never get over seeing her in live action. It looks so good. It just looks amazing. She looks so insane. That's definitely her signature thing. She did that in Clone Wars. That's amazing. Oh, that's creepy. That looks like a grey alien type thing. The blacked out eyes. And they're all holding something. What are they holding? Ghostly voice murmuring? What is here? Are the ghostly voice guiding you and you listened? It's a puzzle. Ooh. But those things are so freaky. I'm half expecting the eyes to move. There's so much sand. So this is Morgan's map. This feels like it's an ancient ruin. Is this the map or is it someone else? So how on earth has Morgan put something that she has here? Seems like it's a whole lot older than her. And things are glowing. You got the puzzle. How's it gonna look? Is everything gonna light up? Where's the actual entrance to this room? I haven't seen it yet. Is it just completely enclosed and you had to like come through the ceiling? And third one lit up. Is that it? What now? There's gonna be some kind of booby trap as well. There's no way it's that easy. And this is Morgan's map. This feels like something so much more ancient. So this definitely didn't track Purgles or someone else. It's really cool though. Is this a map? I feel like I'm gonna be wrong. This isn't a map, is it? There's nothing there. Where? Oh no, there is. That's a map. That's what the three statues are holding. How's that a map? Do you need to make it glow like the ones on the wall?
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah. Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're being interference. Okay. Oh, that's so creepy. It's just standing there. What? Huh?
The map. Give it to us.
Interesting. So,
Us.
us? Oh, yep. Good catch. More. Huh. Yeah, she's fine. She's got this. Not like she hasn't fought Joys before. 4 of them. Okay, good to know. She's taken on Mandalorian. She's got this. This is easy for her. She's taken Sith. She's fought Grievous. I don't know how she fought. Did she ever like had a one-on-one with Dooku? I don't think so. That was always Anakin or Kenobi's thing. But she's fought Grievous. No, she doesn't. She's so calm. She knows that she's got this. Ow. Yeah, she is so in control. You ain't getting the map. Oh, I love that little head tilt, like, seriously. So easy.
Initiate self-destruct protocol.
Less easy. Oh, time to run. Yep. Shame, this place was cool. Shame it's gonna get blown up.
I am above your position.
Okay, finally. Your contact. Oh, she has one of those ships.
I'll keep going.
I don't understand.
Oh, wait, how big is the explosion?
What would you rather I did?
Oh, it shock. Yeah, keep going. Jump. This level of explosion within those droids. Go. Close it. That wiped out everything. Okay, that's insane.
Good thing I arrived when I did.
Oh, wait, is that Clone Wars lightsaber droid? Is that droid?
If you didn't keep at such a safe distance, maybe we wouldn't have lost communication.
I am just following standard Jedi mission protocol.
She ain't a Jedi.
The Order doesn't exist anymore.
Nonetheless, I have my programming.
Oh wait, so you had this droid was like ancient. This did he predate the? No, he was like 2000. He was older than Yoda.
That is the job of a Jedi Padawan learner, which I am not.
Oh, what's that meant to be? That seemed like a little jab. Do you want to get a Padawan?
Right where Morgan said it would be.
Oh, so she did get that info up.
Let's just say I didn't follow standard Jedi protocol.
Bit of torture. Okay. Hu Yang looks awesome in like live action. I want to see more of him because that could literally just be his upper half. They might not have the whole thing there, but that's awesome.
One, this is Fulcrum. Over.
Fulcrum, you still had the name.
There's been an incident.
Yep, things catching up. Morgan's escaped. Now you've got to go deal with it. I really love that ship. It was in Clone Wars. I love that she has that one. It's the one that spins, right?
Copy that, T6. You're cleared for approach. Hangar 29, over.
So she is with the New Republic. Good. They know her. She is in contact. So what's the relationship like? What do the New Republic do with Jedi? Because I feel like that relationship should kind of be dissolved at this point because they basically just became their soldiers. Then Ahsoka isn't a Jedi. I'm still confused on the whole map thing. So it was where Morgan said it would be. So she knew that this map existed. It clearly isn't hers. It's something more ancient. But then how does that connect with Thrawn, who went away rather recently? Is it like an ancient Purgle tracking map thing? I feel like that would make sense. Wait, Hera? Hera's in this! Where's Chopper?
General Syndulla, it's good to see you.
And you?
Is everyone going to be in this? We've seen Zeb in Mandalorian. Is Zeb going to show up? He was with the New Republic.
I prepared a briefing to get you caught up.
Just like old times.
Unfortunately.
Where's Chopper? Where's your kid? I need to see more now. If this... Okay, Hera's here. I need to see everyone.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Well, even Ahsoka knows them. Red lightsaber, what do you think? You can notice that?
These days there are few who can wield the Force.
Perhaps one of them was once a Jedi.
Once. Hu Yang should recognize them, right?
Yang, make a copy of this recording. Run a match on their lightsabers.
Thank you. So, yeah, Hu Yang should be able to pinpoint who they are.
I have known her to hire mercenaries in the past.
Well, the investment paid off. They vanished without a trace.
Mercenary seems like the right fit. I imagine Thrawn wanted to hire Force people because he can't understand the Force itself.
This one holds the secret Morgan's after. The location of the last missing Imperial Grand Admiral.
Yes. So, but then how does that work? It was Purgles that took him.
That's not possible.
There's a lot of fear there.
Died at the Battle of Lothal.
His death was never confirmed.
You were there. You think he died? It's easier to think that Ezra is gone rather than just out there alone with Thrawn.
She knows something, and the secret is held in that map.
But how? It was recently left. That thing's ancient.
If Thrawn survived, does that mean Ezra?
Oh, wait, yeah. Is she allowed to hope?
I hope so.
See, if she really thought Thrawn was dead, that means she would have had to have thought Ezra is also dead. So she's kind of grieved and moved on. She hasn't allowed herself to hope that he could be out there. Now she can.
Okay. Let's take a look at this map.
Yay, get it open.
We cannot show you the map.
What?
The device is locked.
How do you know? Can you unlock it?
Activating it has eluded me.
Okay, now. What can you do to it then? How can you unlock it? Shine a light through it, make it glow?
You know who could help you with this?
I do. I'm not sure she'll want to help.
I'm going to take it at that being Sabine. You were meant to be together at the end of Rebels, and it's been a while. You got to remember, a lot of these characters have been... It's been like, how many years? Empire's gone, Mando is 5 years. It's been a while, so the characters would have all changed, and... Live action Lothal, that looks amazing.
Several years ago, the Empire was defeated.
Several years ago.
Thanks to the heroic efforts
of Commander Ezra Bridger sacrificed himself to liberate our world.
That's the same voice actor.
We dedicate here today stands in recognition of Commander Bridger and the rebel leaders.
That's the same actor, right? Who played him in the Rebels.
May their courage and commitment never be forgotten.
They actually have a remembrance for it all. That's amazing.
Commander Sabine Wren.
She's not here and you didn't notice? Was she there and just left? Or was she just never there to begin with? She's not here. They actually have them all in the mural in the background. Interesting that it is like Rebel style, not like live action style. That's cool.
I don't know, she was just here.
Where did she go?
I don't know where she went.
Get out there and say something. Allow me to introduce Senator Jai Kell, who will share with us some words of wisdom.
So that's a senator. So they got senators again. So that hopefully means that the council has been restored in the Republic.
Security, I want a full perimeter sweep. Sabine Wren.
So that is Azad. So that's Azadi's voice actor playing him in live action. That's got to be. The voice is like bang on. I love that they have the mural there. That's so cool. This all just looks amazing. This is, oh wow. Theme again. The song's beautiful. She has long hair now. That is interesting. It's quite a change for you then. Love the costume. Still, it's got Sabine's artistic flair to it. And now she's being hunted down.
Thought you'd want to be there. It's a big day for you, hero.
Yep. Well, you're not wrong.
Doubt she wants the attention.
Commander, I have my orders. I'm gonna need you to pull over.
Well, here's a new order. Get lost.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, no, you're not gonna get her. They really think, oh no, they're just gonna block the road. She's dealt with worse. You really think this is gonna stop her?
Stand down, Commander.
Love the music. She ain't stopping. I need to see her without the helmet on. I want to see it because it's live action Sabine. I need to see just who's like that.
Sabine, stand down.
I need to see what.
She's not stopping.
I need to see where the wings are because this could be the perfect ramp.
She's crazy.
Oh! Okay, yep, crazy. You went under it. Nice. Yeah, let it go. Yeah, she's not stopping. And where are you going? Oh, you're going to the tower. So but I guess this is the anniversary then of when Ezra disappeared and Lothal was freed. So this probably is like an important day, but also a very feeling day for you. Hi. You have a Loth cat. That thing is adorable. Oh, you painted Ezra's room. Oh, that's so nice. You have cat food here. Are you living here? Is she living in Ezra's old place? She's living here. Her helmet's here. Okay, wow. But I'm trying to figure out how this lines up. End of Rebels, she left and she went with Ahsoka, I think. Unless that was how much... She had short hair. That was and Ahsoka had a staff. When does that sort of fit in here? Is that... I know there was a time. That was a time skip. Has that happened, or is that yet to come?
Sorry for disappearing on you. I made this recording because.
Okay, they've casted Ezra. Okay, that's done. So he's gonna show up at some point. Yay!
We're not really family, but you're like a sister to me.
And now he's gone. And what? So is she still? What's she doing? Because I doubt she's given up hope. She just doesn't know what to do now. Okay, better look at you then. So you're the other not Jedi. I don't want to call you Sith yet because I don't know if you are. You had the little Padawan thingy, the hair thingy, Anakin's thingy. So wait, Jedi, but you had the Padawan. Interesting.
What was this place? An ancient temple built by my ancestors.
The
Night Sisters of Dathomir.
This was a Night Sister temple. Those things. Oh, the eye things. Those were Night Sisters. Oh, great. They were ghostly murmuring. Oh, they were present during that, weren't they?
There's not much left back there. Either the Jedi has the map, or it was vaporized.
Who's that dude? Is your little team then? This is what you're going to use to try and find Thrawn.
Well, if she does, you're lucky.
Luck has nothing to do with it.
Hmm.
Fate has decided our next move.
Interesting, going with fate. So is she getting more in touch with her, like, supernatural roots then? Ancestors?
Send this one to the planet Lothal.
Why did you... Okay, why think that? Why does Morgan know that Ahsoka would be going to Sabine?
Master?
Do as she says.
So it's definitely Master Student.
What thread is she spinning?
No, it's not witchcraft. Ahsoka Tano's former apprentice is on Lothal.
Wait, former?
You're looking for Sabine Wren.
How do you know this much? That's a lot of information. Former apprentice. Sabine was Ahsoka's apprentice? Really? How? A lot of questions. You had another guy there, then just somehow they know about Ahsoka and Sabine. Oh, she painted the old stormtrooper helmet that's there. And there's more stormtrooper helmet. I love this. I love all the details in this room.
Ezra.
And she's being haunted by it. The long hair's throwing me off. I don't know if that... I think the actress looks a lot like Sabine, but the long hair just throws me off. I love the colour of it though, purple to orange. She's here. And you were apprentice. How does that work then? That's like the biggest question I have. Sabine ain't force sensitive. Ooh, rebels. There was a thing. Kanan called her stubborn. Darksaber training, is that something? Then that would be a Mandalorian force sensitive.
Slipped my mind.
You were missed, Sabine. Everyone was there.
Not everyone.
Yep, it's a difficult day for her.
Still in one piece?
Oh, yes. And still 75% original part.
Seriously? 2,000-year-old droid, wow. So I'm very curious to see how Hu Yang survived the Empire. How did that happen? I'm assuming Palpatine would have wanted him scrapped or something. A 2,000-year-old relic from the very old Republic that built lightsabers for people.
You're gonna want to hear what she has to say.
She's got your biggest lead yet. You can find Ezra. Yeah, if you can get the map to work. The Night Sisters made a map, and that somehow leads to Thrawn. How does that work? The Night Sisters have anything to do with the Purgles?
I think I know how to find Ezra.
Does that break past the tension that you two clearly have? Former apprentice, what on earth happened? I love this ship so much. This is Ahsoka's ship, right? This looks cool. It's bigger than I thought it was. Oh. Okay, so you've clearly been on here before. That was your bunk. So, Rebels, ending. That obviously has happened. So, Ahsoka's staff, who knows where that went? Clearly not important. But that happened. She had short hair, and something happened after that, and they parted ways.
You really think Ezra's still out there?
Nothing is certain. However, our enemy is actively seeking Thrawn.
And if Thrawn's alive, so is Ezra.
Where did you find this?
In a world named Arcana.
Arcana, like arcane? Like arcanic stuff? That's magic-y stuff. Dathomir, witches. I feel like that world has...
Great. This is getting more exciting by the minute.
So what's it been know about witches?
Take it, these patterns have meanings.
You have the artist's eye. Tell me what you see.
Oh, she can see behind, like, the face of it. Plus, she's an engineer. She's the perfect person to crack this thing.
This is a scan Hu Yang took of the temple where we found it.
You meant to line up with the temple? Is meant to be used with it?
Where do you call home these days?
This ship serves me fine.
Lovely, so she just lives on the ship?
Don't you ever get tired of moving from one place to another?
I go where I'm needed.
Not attached.
Not always.
Talk about it, what happened?
You never made things easy for me, Master.
How does that... Like, what kind of...
There is nothing easy about being a Jedi.
Okay, so you actually were training her to be a Jedi. How does that work? I'm very curious to see where that goes. And how can... Jedi, is she force sensitive?
Can I take this?
Where are you going?
Somewhere I can think more clearly.
So this place has got... You got negative feelings towards it. Great.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Droids came after it. You should hopefully be on edge, thinking that others are going to be after it.
This isn't just about finding Ezra. It's about preventing another war.
This is about finding Thrawn, or others finding Thrawn. That map is going to be highly sought after.
The map stays here.
I doubt it.
Okay.
You have a tenuous relationship here. It ain't sticking on the ship. And plus it's Sabine, it's not going to stay on the ship.
I see the two of you are getting reacquainted.
So what did you find?
I'm just going to try and push them together.
With several classic design motifs.
Yeah,
it's all very fascinating, Hu Yang. But do you have any names?
To the point, thank you.
Are executed exactly the way I taught younglings to build a lightsaber at the temple.
Okay, so they are Jedi then, or old Jedi, or were Jedi.
I've only known one student who built a saber such as this.
So the spiky ones.
Baylan Skoll.
Yep, spiky ones, the apprentices.
Disappeared at the end of the Clone Wars, like so many Jedi.
Interesting. So he was a Jedi up to Clone Wars, and then when that broke out, he'd left. What about the colour of the crystal that was in there? I feel like that's an important thing to mention.
If both trained in the Jedi arts, they will be formidable adversaries.
Gotta try and think, how old is Baylan here? Because Clone Wars, Empire lasted about 30 years. It's been several years, so maybe 40. He could be maybe... I'm trying to think. So he's definitely over 40. Then in at the end of the Clone Wars, he was still alive. So he could be around 50, 60 there. And that could put him at around 20 at the end of the Clone Wars. Yep, and she left. What did you expect? So how well trained would he have been at the end of his training to train an apprentice? Can that give me a good idea of the level of his apprentice and what they can do? But of course he would have had his own little independent training, whatever he did outside of Clone Wars, and probably passed on to his student. Because that's what basically Kanan did. And he was an incredible master. And you have been... Oh, spotted. Take it, this is the apprentice. Still don't know your name yet. Oh, great, you got to the big explosive droids. She looks really interesting. I like the design of both of Baylan and her. I wonder, with her hair grown so long, does that mean she might not have put her helmet on in ages? Like, I'm trying to figure out the significance of the hair growth. Because I doubt it would fit under the helmet that easily. So it could mean that she did just kind of stop for a while. Oh yeah, you definitely need to come back here. You've got stuff here that helps. Why don't you just tell that to Ahsoka? It's also clear you didn't want Ahsoka coming here. Why didn't you want Ahsoka in your place? Why did it have to be alone? Or is it just Ahsoka throws you off at the minute because you don't like her? Oh wait, clicking. Did you do something?
Off the ship when I explicitly told her not to.
Maybe she just needed some space to think.
I feel like Hera would expect that. Ahsoka clearly maybe doesn't know Sabine as well.
I don't understand why things have to be so difficult.
Well, considering your history, I'd say that's expected.
It's kind of funny that Ahsoka's being annoyed at a difficult student. Because she was kind of a difficult student for Anakin.
She's still just as stubborn and bullish as ever.
Mandalorian.
That ain't gonna change. You can also say Ahsoka was like that too. Stubborn and bullish.
Mentoring someone is a challenge. Bet your master found you difficult at times.
Absolutely. What do you think of Anakin though, your master? Hera's face, probably, touchy subject.
Anakin never got to finish my training. For the end of the Clone Wars, I walked away from him.
Yeah, touchy subject. Okay, so she can't reminisce on it quite nicely yet. That's just wonderful.
Just like I walked away from Sabine.
You walked away. You gave up? Sabine wasn't the one to do it. You gave up on her? No wonder Sabine's so angry. You ditched her.
The right reasons have the wrong consequences. What do we do then?
I like how both Ahsoka and Sabine feel so lost at the minute. You have Ezra's out there, which is why Sabine's lost and feeling so down, because the person that she's trying to find for years, she's got no closer to. And you have Ahsoka, who is so lost because she's trying to navigate the whole Anakin turning dark and what that means for her training and it means for herself, and trying to take on a student at the same time. Of course that wasn't going to end well. So I love how lost they feel, because now, hopefully, together, they can both help each other move forward. Oh, you got a scan of the little interior room. That's very detailed, wow.
3 figures.
It's definitely intentional. There's something... What about all the circles and what look like stars on the wall? Is that something? You figured it out? What have you seen? Okay, wall's gone. I felt like they were important. Figure's gone. The pan on the floor. There's one on the ball. There it is. Line it up. What does it do? It's pointing to something. There's a line coming from the symbol to someone else. You need to line up whatever that little line is going towards, and it says it on the floor. Nice that it left you instructions. And it glows too! Oh, it did. Oh. And it floats! That's cool. Good map. What's that mean? Can you see where to go from here, really? You're being hunted, things! Ah, yep, where'd the cat go? Nice to see she hasn't lost her edge, yay. But there's more. Where's your armor gone? She has no armor. Where's her armor gone? Is that like the first time we've seen her without armor? Oh, and it grabbed... And destroying everything. It grabbed the thing! Stop destroying this place! Weapons, yeah, you're master weapons. Get one and you're good. You're good to go. One down. Thankfully, it's slow. Have to take the lift. Does she still have a jetpack? She had a jetpack. Where'd that go? Where's her armor? Where's any of it? She hasn't been wearing any of her armor, has she?
We have a problem.
Yep, go save her. Or help her. Do something. Ezra's lightsaber. You're gonna... Okay, yep, she knows how to use it. Nice. I still feel like you don't have time to put your arm on, do you?
We've been looking for this.
And you waited? Really? So she could have put her arm on? You're gonna entertain... I feel like you could have just left. Interesting that you waited, though. And now you two gonna fight. I need a good look at her blade. Is it red? It's not red, it's orange. But then it looks red there. No, this is definitely lighter. We've seen red lightsabers before. That's different. You're not Sith, you're just Sith adjacent or something. You're trying to imitate Sith. You're trying to say you're not Jedi by doing something. You're not Sith. But you're not trying to say you're not Jedi, so you've gone with that. Training levels here. We're getting a good look at you and just seeing what you're capable of, and you're pretty good. Are you better than Sabine with a lightsaber? Because Sabine hopefully would have been taught by Ahsoka being an apprentice. But you also trained by Kanan. You wielded the darksaber pretty well. And this Padawan would have been taught by Baylan, who left during the Clone Wars. I feel like Sabine should have this, but you're proving to be very formidable. So what kind of training did she go through then? How is she that good compared to Sabine? Master of weapons, taught by Kanan and Ahsoka, wielded the darksaber, and a Mandalorian on top of all of it. She's better. Maybe you're off your game, thinking that the hope to find Ezra has been stolen. You've got to get that map back. Nah, just going. Great, let's see. I like how I don't know what to call you, Blondie. She's using her cape to distract. Huh? You've been stabbed? And you're gone. I doubt you're dying, but that would mean like Qui-Gon's the only one that's actually died from a lightsaber stab. I know other people have, but come on. Oh wait, I know that. That's I have been told Baylan's character, right? He died. That's awesome tribute. Love that. Okay, such a good first episode. Ending, not quite sure about. Have to see how episode 2 starts. But so far, I love the premise. I love how this sets everything up. I think, thinking about it just as a whole, having seen Rebels, absolutely love it. I think they got all the characters right. They look so good. Casting is honestly phenomenal. Makeup and the costumes, they look great. Hu Yang being in here, such a good addition. I've got to try and, he was in like one arc or episode. How long was his thing? He only showed up in one sort of time. Pirates attacked Hondo, then you had the kids. He wasn't there, because you had the ice cave, then it went to Hu Yang, then Hondo stuff, and then I think that even left, and then it went to Grievous. So he was part of the arc, but not the full arc, I think. So it's cool that he's actually here and that they brought him back. It seems very interesting. I would love to know how he actually survived the Empire. How did he escape Palpatine? Because I'm sure Palpatine would have wanted to get rid of this guy if he knew he was alive. Because he's basically a relic of the Old Republic, and like he's older than Yoda. This guy is absolutely ancient. Built lightsabers for Jedi. Him being around basically is it's a guaranteed way to bring the Jedi back through lightsabers alone. But then just looking at this episode, it just feels so good. I think maybe it could be I need to think, if someone hadn't seen Rebels, would this have worked as well? I like the start where it shows off all the text and goes over what the story's going to be for people that just don't know about Thrawn and that stuff. So I do like that. It feels like the original trilogy where you didn't need to know a bunch of stuff to get into it. And it did tell you what was happening. That worked really well, and I think that worked well here. But if you don't know the characters, how well did this do at introducing them all? I think good. I think the only one that kind of feels out of place, like a little bit if you don't know them, would be Hera. I felt like not enough was done with her. She basically is there to talk to Ahsoka. You get bits of character when she's talking about Ezra. Love that stuff. But other than that, if you haven't seen Rebels and don't know the character, would you feel as attached to her right now? Probably not. The other two, I think they were done amazingly. I think they were done really good. Ahsoka looks absolutely insane. Love the costume. Just seeing her in live action is just so awesome. And I love that she's already gotten some really cool fight scenes at the temple, Arcanes. Obviously that word comes from like arcane, because arcane is a magic-y word. I'm sure arcane's a magic-y word. It makes sense. Arcanes, a planet named after it, Dathomir witches. So there's stuff there. We're going into lore with Night Sisters. They had another planet, apparently, and built a temple there, which had a map to something. But like, it's very directional. It points it very clearly out. How that's not a Purgle thing, so that's a Night Sister thing. So somehow the Night Sister stuff aligns with what the Purgles did, and that will lead to Thrawn. Interesting. Still feel like it would be easy just to track the migratory patterns of the Purgles. It's clearly something they went to. Ezra, I don't think, controlled the destination. But yeah, then this is definitely Rebels Season 5. Seeing the Thol, Lothcats, everything. I love the, they got Azadi's, I'm sure it's Azadi's voice actor, back to play him in real life. And otherwise, the actor got the voice spot on. So loved seeing that. Loved seeing the callback to Rebels with all the stuff in Ezra's tower. Seeing the mural, it's just so good. Everything about this was so amazing. And I love the new things they brought in with Balin and his apprentice and whatever's happening there. Can't quite decide what they are. They're saying they're not Jedi, but I don't think they're Sith. And they're not saying the mantras, but then again, who can tell? They're not looking for power. I don't think they're Sith. They're not looking for power. Otherwise, why would they work for Morgan, who works for Thrawn? That was kind of a step down for what the Sith normally do. Their lightsabers are interesting. I need to see like an actual red laser, because even when we saw the red laser fire at the start, that seemed like the same color. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's orange, and basically these guys don't want to actually be fully Sith, but they don't want to be Jedi, so they're going as close to Sith as possible without actually being it. So they've gone for that color of lightsaber. But yeah, absolutely love them. They look so insane. I love the intro, just the music, how you had a piano playing for Balin's theme. Loved that. He feels like such an epic character. Such a shame that the actor did die. I love that they gave a tribute to the end, but I can't wait to see what else he's going to be doing in this show now, because just from the start, he looks insane. And the history as well, that we get a bit on them, that he was a former Jedi and left during the Clone Wars. So that's interesting. It'll be interesting to get his age, because then we can find out, look, he could be kind of like Kanan's age, or at least what Kanan would be now, maybe? Or no, 20, he wouldn't be Kanan's age. Kanan, he was a child when Clone Wars happened. This dude probably was an adult, probably 20 maybe. He seems rather young here, honestly. Probably middle age. Then again, Jedi, what is their life expectancy? It's always weird. I don't know, I'd say around 20 is probably when he left Clone Wars, or left the Jedi Order during Clone Wars. So he probably did complete his training. So he probably was a full Jedi, maybe not master, but a Jedi Knight. Left during the Clone Wars, found an apprentice somehow. I would love to just figure out how they found each other. Like, what happened there? How'd you find an apprentice that doesn't want to be a Jedi, but wants to be something sort of in between? Because that makes them a good foil for Ahsoka. She's not a Jedi either. It's these both weird Jedi adjacent stuff that are going to like challenge each other. What is Ahsoka going to think of these people? Being mercenaries who are not Jedi, but like similar. And then you have Ahsoka, who's not a Jedi, but also doing sort of kind of mercenary things where she's working for the New Republic, essentially. That's what she's doing. She's not working for the Force, she's working for the New Republic. These guys are just working for Thrawn. They're basically the same, just on different sides. So I just love everything this sets up. Can't wait to see how it's going to continue. You already have a casting for Ezra, so I'm so hopeful that he's going to... It's not even hope, you know he's going to show up. They got someone cast as him. It would be insanely cruel, not just to the audience, but to the person they cast, to have that be his only scene. He's got to show up, and I'm very looking forward to that. That also means Thrawn could be here. We could actually see Thrawn in live action here. I can't wait. I just can't wait. This was an incredible start. Only thing that I would say I'm a bit miffed at is the lightsaber stab. It's giving me Kenobi flashbacks, which were kind of explained. You had the Grand Inquisitor. Fair enough, he had 2 stomachs. Just wish that was actually explained. Because of course, seeing someone stabbed with a lightsaber, you're gonna think of Qui-Gon, who died basically instantly. Yet you can say it cauterizes the wound, but still, it's a hole through someone with a burning laser. It's gonna do damage. Qui-Gon set the tone, he died. Then you had Kenobi, which messed around with this, where it stabbed the Grand Inquisitor, 2 stomachs, so he survived. Fine. And you had Reva, who I'm fine with how that was explained because she went to the dark side and that kept her going, like Maul, who was cut in half. He was more severe. So dark side seems like an easy thing to survive. A little lightsaber stab with the dark side. Fair enough. Sabine, I doubt is going to go to the dark side. So how is she going to live? If Qui-Gon didn't. She is the most similar in this instance to Qui-Gon with a lightsaber stab, and I don't know about that. Like, surely this is going to be a big thing since it killed Qui-Gon. Like, it made her pass out. Probably through pain. I don't know human anatomy. Not anatomy, like biology. What organ is there? Did it hit anything important? I don't know. It's interesting. If she lives, that will raise the question of why do it to begin with? Like, what important thing is going to come from being stabbed like this? Is it just that she needs more training? Is nearly dying here going to be the reason why she wants to go back to Ahsoka? But I think if that's the point, you can do that without actually stabbing her. Just have her lose to this apprentice. And that would make her realize how undertrained she is and want to go back to Ahsoka. You don't have to stab her unless there is some other reason for stabbing her. To start this off, I'm already sold. This was such a good premiere to the show. Loved every second of it. The only thing I think is a bit iffy is the ending, but I think I can talk about that more in the next episode, just seeing what they do with it. Because they could find a way to make it make sense. Otherwise, it's another character being stabbed by a lightsaber and somehow living. But I doubt they're gonna kill Sabine off. Yeah, looking at Ahsoka, I just love the character so much, and I'm really happy that essentially they introduced her live action appearance and this new direction for the character in Mandalorian before the actual show. Like, it's such a big deal to bring Ahsoka, who is an insane animated character, to live action, and then to introduce this new story where she's sort of depressed, going through the idea that Anakin's training may have affected her with how Anakin turned out, and just what sort of things does she pick from her training to continue listening to. What does she do with the New Republic after the fall of the Jedi Order when she's no longer a Jedi? What does she do having lost everything and entering this new stage of her life where she is lost? And I'm glad we got that basically done outside of this, because going into it with everything this is doing, it's one thing I no longer have to think about. That was done before. Now I can think about the other characters. How do they work? How do they look? And how do they feel after seeing them in Rebels? Is their transition from animated to live action good? The story structure, how can I think of that? So it's a nice thing that I no longer have to think about. I can just enjoy watching Ahsoka and following her progress, being in this lost state, and how it interacts with everyone else, as all of that also gets introduced. Then seeing her fight scenes again were just incredible. I love just seeing her signature moves with the spinning the lightsabers through the floors. Love that. So I think they did capture quite a bit of it rather well, because acrobatics, animated, it's so much easier to do. You're not sort of bound by gravity. You can do whatever you want in animation. Live action, far more difficult. And I do like that basically we didn't get a lot, but I like how they did what we did get. Jumping through the ceiling for the little chamber, jumping onto the ship, it's all very good. Because of course I doubt we're gonna get like a giant fight scene where she's flipping all over the place, because that just feels like it's too much of a challenge to sort of accomplish. But I do like the sort of tastes of it that we're getting, that she does feel like she's still like she was in the Clone Wars. But yeah, then the direction of the character. So again, saw it in Mandalorian, we got introduced to it there, and seeing it here, I really like it, and I do like how it interacts with the others. She's completely lost. She's not settled her sort of history with Anakin turning to the dark side. She's thinking that her master went dark. She's not seeing how that happened. She's just seeing that her master went dark and he trained her. So what does that mean for her going forward? Does it mean that she's at risk of using what he taught her and becoming like him, which obviously she doesn't want to do? And then on top of all of that, she was teaching a student, which I'm waiting to see how that will just be talked about. I hope, because this was dealing with a lot. I imagine it will be talked about more in the next episode. It's clearly they have history. Ahsoka tried to teach someone when she is in the state she's in. That was always going to end badly, because she basically has to ignore how she was taught because of how her master ended up. She's seeing that the lineage is poisoned, so she can't rely on her own training, so she has to try and train Sabine differently, even though Anakin's method for training would have been perfect for Sabine. Still not sure if she's Jedi, Force sensitive, whatever, but being the free spirit and going against the grain with how he was with the Jedi and how Ahsoka was with the Jedi, it was perfect for Sabine. If Sabine is Force sensitive, she is the absolute perfect student for this lineage. You just don't have to let her go dark. So I'm loving that we're seeing sort of this combination with Ahsoka, how that's continuing after Rebels, and it sets up this really interesting story for both of them. We actually have an apprentice for Ahsoka. After everything we've seen with her, she feels so grown up and she's actually trying to teach someone. Of course, it's not going well. She's got a lot to work through, but it's going to be so much fun seeing how these two interact and go forward from here. Then Sabine herself. Think she looks incredible in live action. The way they do animated into live action, there's two things that could happen. They get it wrong and you spend the entire episode trying to figure out how the translation's going and how if they actually feel like the character that they were, or it goes so well that you just forget about it and you just sink into it and just are like, yes, that is the character. I'm still watching that same person there. And that's what they did here. They got it spot on. Only thing I'm thinking of is like the long hair. That's throwing me off because I'm trying to picture Sabine. And the way, I think it would be easier if they just did a one-to-one sort of transition from animated to live action. But this, it worked well. I think the actress did it perfectly well. And the long hair just, it's interesting because you're trying to wrap your head around that change as well. But I like that she's feeling lost. After everything that happened in Rebels, it makes sense that she's here. It's been years now, and she's gotten no closer to finding Ezra after basically Ezra said, come find me. So she's feeling like she's failing him. Then she gets to go on this whole Ahsoka thing with the Jedi stuff, and apparently Ahsoka left her, which is just going to make her feel 10 times worse. Because not only is she failing to find Ezra, but she's failing to become a Jedi. And failing so much that the Master actually leaves. So I love where this is set up for her and just where this can go for her, because now she can actually kind of get some success. If she's making progress finding Ezra, she can progress doing the whole Jedi thing. So she could be a Mandalorian Jedi, but waiting to see more detail on that, because that's a big deal. Her Force sensitivity was questionable, so if they can actually answer that, that'll be a very big deal. A Mandalorian Jedi. But yeah, then the ending here is very interesting. The new apprentice I don't think they said a name for her. I'm just going to call her Blondie. She won. Overwhelmingly. Which is interesting in itself because Sabine is a Mandalorian. Master of basically every weapon. Master of combat. She's been shown time and time again defeating her opponents. Yet she lost to an apprentice here, who's, yes, their skill is undefined at the minute, but that is interesting. Either this apprentice is incredibly well trained to the point that they can beat Mandalorians like this, or Sabine has lost something. She's not in the right headspace here, which we know about, but that could mean that that's affecting her combat ability. We know she can wield a lightsaber. We know she can fight with it. It has been years. And so not only was she capable with using one in Rebels, she would have trained with Ahsoka again. So that's 2 new styles that she would have got. She learned how Kanan does it, how Ezra does it, and then Ahsoka's training on top of that. She would know how to use one. So either this blondie is incredibly powerful and trained incredibly well, or Sabine is letting what's happening affect her abilities here, which is then another thing that can be developed. She can get her headspace right, and then we can just see her be back to her Mandalorian ferocity again. And then Hera, loved seeing her again. Such a cool little thing just to see. It does feel like Rebel Season 5 with them showing up. I hope Zeb does show up. That would be really nice just seeing them all. But of course, we didn't see Chopper or her kid. It's nice seeing Hera with the New Republic, so that is where she has gone. So after Lothal was freed, she did find her place. Because that was a huge thing during Rebels, trying to decide what she was going to do. Was she going to stick with the family, which is what Kanan wanted, but then in Season 2, it sort of it shifted over to Kanan going with what Hera wanted, and now she's sticking with it. It's nice seeing that she's still with that side of things and still fighting for people. Then I hope that they do more with her, because we got one little bit, because they're all important to the show. They're all important to the story with Thrawn and Ezra. It's so important to everyone. And I love the little scene that we got with her where she's basically allowing herself hope. She thought Thrawn had died during the Battle of Lothal. That's telling. It means that she also thought Ezra died there too. If one died, the other dies. If one lives, the other lives. It's a duo. They come in a pair with that. So she basically, to make it easier on herself, had to mourn and believe Ezra was died, because that's easier than thinking that he's alive and alone out there. She was basically his mother. Just imagine the mother grieving for her son compared to thinking he's lost alone somewhere in the galaxy and there's nothing you can do for them. Plus she also has another kid to look after now, which I hope gets referenced or something, because she had a child at the end of Rebels which was just thrown at you. So I hope that she does more. I need her to come back more. There's so much that needs to be done with Hera, and I just love the little tease they gave here. Then the villains, my word, they were incredible. So Morgan, again, we know a lot about her. She didn't do that much in this because she's the one being rescued. Instead, we get introduced to some incredible new not Jedi, which will be a great foil for Ahsoka, seeing that they're basically the same people on different sides. They're not aligning themselves with Jedi or Sith. They are just Force wielders with lightsabers working for someone. For Ahsoka, it's basically the New Republic, because she's trying to stop a war that would threaten the New Republic, though her main motivation is to find Ezra. Whereas the other two are working for Thrawn. I can't wait to find out what their history is. I think the way they were introduced was insane. Loved the opening scene. The score was incredible with the piano. I just love everything about them. Their designs look awesome. Their lightsabers are just interesting. And I want to know more. We know Baylan was a former Jedi that left during the Clone Wars. I would assume Jedi Knight, because he seems around that age. Left during the Clone Wars, found an apprentice who he trained incredibly well, and they're even that sort of Padawan because they have the hair thingy. So it is all incredibly interesting what is going on with these two, and I can't wait to see them interact with Ahsoka, because that's going to be interesting. They're such a good foil. They are the same person. And now that Ahsoka might be getting an apprentice as well, if Sabine does join her fully, that'd be, again, another duality between them. I do want to understand their motivations more, because it does seem like they are just being paid for by Thrawn, so it is just a job to them. I would love to get more insight onto who their characters are, what are they doing, why side with Thrawn. So they've really abandoned the Jedi way and not looking for the good in the galaxy or the will of the Force. They are guided by money at the minute. Like, what got them to that point? Or at least what got Baylan to that point? We don't know about the apprentice. They could just be following because it's their master. But I so hope that we just get a really in-depth look at these people. They were, one of them was a former Jedi. How do you go from that to this? Of course, they probably had to just do this thing to survive in the galaxy. But now that that's gone, you're still there. I want to see that journey. Then I think Hu Yang is worth talking about. They brought him back. Love that. Because he was just a fun addition to Clone Wars. He's voiced by David Tennant, Doctor Who, so that's awesome. That's just another bonus for him. And I just find it so interesting that he was brought back. Like, how I want to know the story with how Ahsoka found him. And just how he survived the Empire in general. Yes, this guy is like I think he can wield lightsabers because, of course, he builds them. So I assume he was able to defend himself if he needed to. But how on earth did he survive Palpatine? Maybe through just not Palpatine knowing about him? Maybe Palpatine was so caught up in the Empire and the Death Star and just wiping out the Jedi that he didn't consider if Hu Yang was a thing because he was a droid. Maybe he just looked down on the idea of just a droid. Then again, I think surely he must have thought, where do the Jedi get all their lightsabers from? Are they just passed down, or do they make them? Who's making it for them? Technically, they make it themselves, so Hu Yang could have been hidden quite well. But I love that he's come back. I can't wait to see what he does add to the show. It feels like he's going to be the comic relief. in a sense where he's pushing Ahsoka and Sabine together. He's the one that's going to basically spark the friction between them. And that's what makes it funny. He's going to be like an almost overbearing parent where he's pushing these two kids that he's babysitting together to make them work together and do the right thing. Because the guy's 2,000 years old, so of course he knows what he's doing and he knows what's best for these two, and all they have to do is listen to him. And I just like that he's also pushing Ahsoka into the Jedi mindset, where he's talking about that he's following Jedi protocols and doing this stuff, and he's reminding Ahsoka of that stuff. He's trying to help her. So it's just quite fun seeing where this character started off, and now he feels like a much more main character and is actually doing a lot more for Ahsoka and Sabine. Then for the Rebels Season 5 aspect, I think this handled it quite well in the sense that it's both really fun for people that have seen Rebels, but also is like good at recapping everything for someone that hasn't seen it, because that's what Mandalorian did incredibly well. You did not need to know anything about Star Wars to watch Mandalorian. It was good. Only until I think later in the seasons when Bo-Katan gets introduced and all of that stuff, that's when it becomes a bit more difficult because they're not really telling you that story. The actress did an incredible job at filling in the trauma and sorrow that Bo-Katan goes through. But you could still watch it without knowing everything. This, I feel like, is a little more difficult. You're seeing the character dynamics, you are getting history, you're getting sort of stuff, but not everything. So I feel like maybe it could have been done better for someone who hasn't seen everything, because you're dealing with like quite a few huge characters there. Sabine, Ahsoka, Hu Yang, who I think, yes, you can call him, yeah, he is a good, huge character with a lot of lore and history to him. He's not just a droid, he's like super droid. And then Hera, of course, Morgan, Thrawn, there's a lot, Ezra, there's a lot going on. So I think it could have been a little better at just establishing this for a new audience, but definitely feels like a reward for anyone who has seen Rebels. It feels so good for just someone with that knowledge. But I would love to know, for someone who hadn't seen Rebels before this, what is it like for them? What did they get out of it? Do they understand it the way someone who has seen Rebels did? Or what points like didn't work there? Then as for what's next, the map has been stolen. The apprentice, Blondie, got it. So Morgan is going to be able to find a way to find Thrawn. Still waiting to see how that does link. The map was built by Night Sisters, it seems like centuries ago, and somehow that links to where Thrawn was taken through Purgles. So I'm guessing there's a link between Purgles and Night Sisters. Then of course Sabine has been stabbed. Waiting to see how that will be resolved, and they've got to do it very carefully, otherwise it brings in the whole Qui-Gon thing. You've got Kenobi, which did deal with it well. 2 stomachs, dark side, that works, that explains it, but still. She has been stabbed. She is not dark side. She is basically in the same position Qui-Gon was. Maybe it hit a different organ, who knows, but it still should do some damage there. I feel like the main reason for it is to show that she needs help. So instead of doing everything by herself, she goes back to Ahsoka, and this is what brings them both together. Ahsoka sees that she's not fully trained and needs the training. Sabine also sees that. But then if that is the case, you don't need to stab her. You can just have her lose to Blondie in a different way other than having a mortal wound that should kill because it's a lightsaber. But other than that, I'm very excited to see where the show goes. It's set up everything so well. You've got Ezra cast, so he's going to show up. I can't wait to see that. And I think the effort put into the characters and making them feel like they did in Rebels is probably the best part about this. And I can't wait to see how that does evolve now. Because of course, it's been years since Rebels and these characters have changed, but they still feel like themselves. So I can't wait to see how that does progress, how they develop, and how they just evolve to where the show ends. Yeah, overall, this was such a phenomenal start to the show. I am so excited to just continue watching this now. It did such a great job with all the characters. They all feel like themselves and all feel like they were from Rebels. It doesn't really feel like I'm watching something different. It feels like I'm watching the same show, but with a filter over it. So they did such a good job at making that transition from animation to live action. Like even the scenery and the setting, Lothal, it's beautiful. And the way they set up the story is done so well. You can enjoy just seeing them all, but also the story itself is so good. Seeing Thrawn is being planned on coming back. You've got people working to bring him back. New villains in Balin and his apprentice are insane. And the setup for where this goes is just so good. Seeing that Ahsoka and Sabine sort of have these foils where they're not quite, none of them are Jedi, but they're all working for someone. They're in the same shoes, just on different sides. And it also makes it so clear about what the characters are going through and their faults. Ahsoka with her master, and then having to train an apprentice, using the training she got from her master. It's all going to end badly if she doesn't work through that. And then Sabine feeling lost, knowing she's made no progress in trying to find Ezra. And now that spark has come back, the hope is there, she has a map, she's got something. I think this did such an incredible job with everything, and I can't wait to see what the next episode will have in store. Of course, I've got to get past the stabbing thing, but hopefully after that, the episode will be just amazing. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for Ahsoka Episode 2. See ya!